What's up, y'all? It's Boxing Mind TV. Let's get straight to it. You seen the title. It's about Mikey Garcia versus Jesse Vargas Post. My post-fight reaction. Watching the fight, Jesse Vargas started off fast, started off good. Great jab, stab to the body, slowing, keeping Mikey Garcia at a distance, using his reach. Watching the fight, I was thinking like, damn, Mikey Garcia took a lot of time watching the Errol Spence fight against Mikey Garcia and using his jab a lot, and then using his hook, and every now and then he uses overhand right on Mikey Garcia, and it was working. He was volume punching. He was trying to overwhelm Mikey Garcia at times, and it was working for him. It was working for him for the first 4 rounds, about the first 4 rounds, working for him early. He was winning the fight, and then my mindset was like, if he can keep this up, he can win the fight. You know what I'm saying? Because it didn't look like Mikey Garcia was going to change up his output. He wasn't going to change his output, and he was going to stay at the same pace he was going at. Mikey Garcia stays at a certain pace. He doesn't force his punches. He doesn't, he thinks about where he's going to throw his punches and make sure he's accurate, and he doesn't waste punches. So, but with Jesse Vargas having so much success at the beginning, landing punches, he was having more volume, he was more frequent with his punches, throwing more. He was winning the fight. He was winning the fight cleanly. And I noticed in the 4th round, at the end of the 4th round, he was holding the ropes. And I was like, he's slowing down. He seemed like he's gassing already. I think his nose was bleeding. And probably from Mikey Garcia pinpoint shots. Of course, Mikey Garcia was throwing the 1-2 a lot, trying to get that right. You know what I'm saying? Throwing those 1-2, that jab and the right hand, right after it. But even though he was doing that, he wasn't winning the rounds because Garcia was throwing. I mean, not Garcia, but Vargas was throwing more shots and landing more shots. On Mikey Garcia. So, but when I seen the 4th round, I said, damn, he's slowing down, and that's when Mikey Garcia might be able to pick him apart now, because he's slowing down, and Mikey Garcia has been pacing himself and not overexerting himself round after round. And then came the 5th round. He landed the shot, landed that 1-2 on him, and it hurt Jesse Vargas, and Mikey Garcia came after him again while he was backing up and landed that 1-2 again on him, and he dropped to the ground. It was a knockdown. So it shows that Mikey Garcia power came up, came up in weight, from 140 to 147. It came up. He still has power in his punches, and he could hurt a bigger man, and Jesse Vargas, or he grew up to the weight now. Even though Jesse Vargas is not an elite fighter, he's a good fighter. So, but that was a good showing of Mikey Garcia power is still there. Now, from that point on, Mikey Garcia basically dominated the fight after that. For me, I feel like he just took over. You seen round after round, Jesse Vargas' energy just went down. His punches didn't look as sharp anymore. His volume punching wasn't there like it wasn't in the first half of the fight. From like round 1 to 4, it wasn't there no more. His punches didn't have that certain pop on it no more. But Mikey Garcia kept getting better and better, and he was looking for that stoppage on Jesse Vargas. He kept hurting him here and there. Jesse Vargas showed some heart, trying to throw some punches back, but he was getting beat up in there. He was getting beat up. He was swelling up. Nose was bleeding. Mikey Garcia pinpoint shots was pinpoint accurate and harder shots was doing damage on Jesse Vargas. I thought the stoppage was gonna happen, but it never got there. Probably because Mikey Garcia doesn't overexert himself. He doesn't start, if he sees a person hurt, he doesn't start throwing a whole bunch of combos just to try to get him out of there. He just took his time, because he could still get caught. Wounded warrior is usually is the most dangerous warrior. You know what I'm saying? He's wounded. He's in the corner. He's gonna give you all he got. One last shot. You know that could hurt you the same way he did. Jesse Vargas did Timothy Bradley, and I'm hurting him like in the late round. You know what I'm saying? So knowing that, I think Mikey Garcia knew he was ahead after the knockdown. Not after the knockdown, but after the rounds after the knockdown, and he just kept piling up rounds, and he knew he was ahead. So he just boxed him and just kept the same pace he was at and dominated him. You know what I'm saying? Beat him fair and square. And Jesse Vargas his energy was going. He couldn't keep the same pace he had in the beginning of rounds, and that's what led to his demise. You know what I'm saying? And Mikey Garcia won this fight. Looking for a fight, looking for a win after the Errol Spence loss. This was a good fight for him to have. You know what I'm saying? To give him some confidence, to feel like he belongs at the 147 pound division. And he did well for himself. It was a good fight to watch. It wasn't boring. Good knockdown. It gave a little suspense that Vargas was going to upset him at first. I think Vargas was looking to try and get him out there, overwhelm him, try to knock him out, knock him down. But Mikey Garcia is a tough cookie, man. He's tough. He's not gonna lay down. He's not gonna just get dropped and quit or anything like that, or get knocked down so easily. So it was a great fight. Mikey Garcia did well for himself, and looking to see who he fights next. I don't know. I don't have the top of my head who I think he should fight next. Oh, matter of fact, I think he should fight Danny Garcia next. That would be a good fight, and I'll make a video about that. Why I think that would be a good fight for them to do next. And I'm not sure what's Mikey Garcia's contract with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom and DAZN, but if it's a fight by fight basis, I think it'd be good for Mikey Garcia to fight Danny Garcia. That'd be a good fight. They thought about that fight before this Jesse Vargas fight. That fight was brought up. I think that would be a good fight. But having it pay-per-view, I don't know about having pay-per-view. But having it just them fighting each other, that'd be a great fight. But I'll make a video about that, but later on. But Mikey Garcia did a good job last night, and can't wait to see what else he does. And we'll see what happens. What happens with Mikey Garcia. But that was a great fight. Let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll hit y'all up another time. Boxing Mind TV. I'm out.